Hello, everyone, and welcome to round number 3 of our new player tournament. This time we've got Rainbow Ideology, Tumahai once again, Galoy, and Philothanic joining us. And of course, once again, King Morgan is here to help commentate.
Hello. Well, iron is certainly spread around a little bit.
Yeah, I was sitting here going, well, there's iron on the map, but none of it seems to be friendly with the other iron on the map. I mean, we've got adjacency, and actually I'd be super tempted by it. Up in that northeast corner, we've got kind of aluminum up there. Look at this! Look at this map. This is fantastic.
Pretty much the only aluminium is up in that northwest corner. I mean, I'd be well, to be honest, those two high adjacent highs, I'd be having those.
Maybe, but I mean, there are two other highs, and then the mediums have adjacency. So I mean, it's not a lot of aluminum. It's only 6 tiles. But I think it's actually enough. So I don't know if claiming the best of it is all that important.
I would say it is. Because they're not mediums, they're lows.
It's true. They are lows and not mediums. So you're only getting 3 out of it instead of maybe 6 if you had both of the highs. But I don't mind Tumahai's found location. I think that might have been where I ended up this game.
Yeah, I'd be very tempted with that spot as well.
Just the high aluminum with adjacency on the iron. Like, it's low iron, but there's no nukes this game.
It's workable.
But more importantly, you've got silicon nearby and water nearby. Like,
that's it. Everything's within a little very radius.
Yeah. I probably wouldn't have ended up expansive there. Because, frankly, what kind of space do you have to actually use that? But I might have been tempted by scientist, if I'm being honest. But I probably would have gone robot.
Might have gone expansive there. Just because I wouldn't like robots. I don't know. Yeah, scientists might have worked out okay.
I mean, you've got to ship something, but yeah, whatever.
Yeah, there are pirates, but
it's just pirates. Pirates are a lot easier to overcome these days. Now that they've got their internal cooldown is the thing. You just have everything launch at once, and okay, well, they stole half of one of your launches. That's not actually the end of the world.
It's not, no. And to be honest, at this level, I don't know how many pirates you'd actually see.
It's true. That's a fair point as well. Oh.
But glass is high, isn't it? Very high. Food started high as well. Gallo's gone into a couple of food. That's not a bad move. That's reasonably good opening, I'd say.
Yeah, basic scavenger opening. Definitely a strong one. Philo, it is worth pointing out, went for a strange scientific opening, to say the least. Going on the triple food, which is working for now, but obviously he's going to be killing that pretty effectively, especially with Galoy moving into it pretty soon. Pretty early.
He's going to have to go for Patent Lab, isn't he, and try to get some slant drilling.
Yeah, I think slant drilling is going to be crucial for him this game. Since he's already operating on this kind of one awkward steel mill, I think we're going to have to see maybe a level 3 Patent Lab out of him.
Well, he's taken single silicon, high silicon up there in the northwest as well, so...
Yeah, and that opens up glass. I think that's actually a good move because it opens up glass for him.
Perhaps, but...
I don't know how I feel about this 4th farm, though. Actually, that's not true. I don't like this 4th farm.
Not in that position, no.
Well, I don't like it at all. I would have rather seen that claim saved, maybe get a claim purchase off of the black market again, move into like a double glass furnace, and then you're making some money.
Yeah, I think I would have liked to see maybe a wind turbine or a solar panel. Probably a solar panel. Actually, I probably prefer... Knowing me in scientific, I would have taken a upwind turbine.
Yeah, and that could have been reasonable as well. Especially maybe over next to your steel mill in that basic area where, you know, you can change it later into more steel. I don't know.
Yeah, that would be preferred, definitely.
But I like the glass furnace, of course, because the glass furnace just straight gives you cash. And if you can get 2 of them down, then you're going to be in a good spot. But either way, the reason neither of us, I imagine, like this farm is, of course, that food is just dropping so rapidly. This investment, this sheer amount of glass you had to put into building this might not even have been worth it based on how much money you're going to make out of it.
Well, 2,000 worth of glass, and it's making 50, 60 ticks, so should pay the glass off in 20 seconds.
But it's also kind of like reducing the amount you're making from your other farms long term. It's just kind of... It makes everything really awkward.
I can see it as a later transition. He'll add 2 reactors there and have 3 reactors, 3 farms. I don't hate it, but like you said, there's better things to be done.
Yeah, and that is the trick, I think.
The price of steel as well, it's painful.
Yeah, the price of steel was always going to be a concern for him this game. Only 2 other players making steel, of course, with the scavenger in there. Neither of them are overproducing it, and in fact, arguably Tumahai is underproducing it right now because of his, in particular, the struggles that he would have getting a hold of the iron that he wants.
Yeah.
And that just makes for a really, really difficult situation. Man, Rainbow Ideology feels like he's gotten himself into a pretty strong position this game. He's not in food, which is being damaged by the dust storm right now. He's got glass, he's got steel, he's got iron. It's a little bit spread out, but at least he's getting enough iron.
He's in a fantastic position. Yeah. I very much like those 3 glass kilns. And he's supporting it with the 2 reactors. He's not suffering from the dust storm.
Yeah.
He has probably got some power somewhere. Yeah, no.
Well, he doesn't have that geotherm. I thought he had something that he built. I'm not sure. Yeah. No, those wind turbines are Tumahai's. Yeah, I'm not seeing any power out of him just yet. But he's okay on debt, and power's not that expensive.
No.
Power's been kept in check this game, so...
Like you said, he's a strong position, but he is paying a lot for shipping his fuel bills. It's not ridiculous.
I mean, they're not going to be too high, and that's the thing, is that's why I actually like the expansive pick for Rainbow Ideology. He was putting himself in a position where he had to ship long distances, and of course that minor bonus that came into expansive pretty late in development was their ships are faster.
I think he's misstepped, though. He has put 2 carbon quarries down, 2 low carbons.
Yeah, that seems pretty awkward this game. In a game, especially when you're this far ahead, you're up against a scavenger already. Carbon's not very expensive.
Well, if he sells that down, he's only benefiting Galos, who's the scavenger.
Yeah.
What's he thinking
it could be a play toward chem refineries, which of course there have been laboratories down this whole game.
Yeah, but... No,
but he's not really in a position to use that yet, I would say.
No, I don't like that. Don't like that at all.
Now, what I do like is this pleasure dome. Now, Tumahai's got a little bit of an awkward solar panel here in this ideal pleasure dome location, but Rainbow Ideology, that pleasure dome's going to be pretty strong. 177 when power's down at 30. That's a good building to have right now.
Mm-hmm.
And all of his buildings making over 100. Like all of his secondaries.
Now that is the best position to be in, isn't it? Especially that glass. I like his glass a lot.
Yeah, the glass is a big deal. Now, Tumahai over here is kind of suffering from a lack of adjacency bonuses, which is something that's never acceptable. Like having a glass kiln next to an electrolysis reactor. Both of them are making money, but he would absolutely be better served by just having 2 of the same building, no matter what it was, rather than 1 of each.
Undoubtedly, that's rubbish.
Yeah,
one or the other, not both. No.
Oh. Rainbow pushes to 5 pretty fast. So while I think neither of us like these elemental quarries, and frankly the $9 price of carbon kind of shows why, he's still in a better position than, well, everybody else. So
pretty much, he's going to pay to level up now, but
man,
it's not going to be
pirates everywhere.
Pirates? Wow. Maybe I spoke too soon when I said we're not going to see much pirate action.
Yeah, everybody paying attention. Well, I think new players honestly pay more attention to pirates than almost everything else, just because you get to take stuff from people.
Yeah, it's free.
Just fun.
Free stuff's always the best stuff.
Exactly, it's free stuff. Who doesn't love free stuff? Man, that steel price though.
Well, Philothantic's suffering massively because of it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's going to find it really hard to catch up, I think. I'd say Rainbow Ideology here has He's pretty good. He's got it pretty down pat. He's got a second patent lamp going up. A second one.
Does he really?
Yes.
See, okay, yeah, double patent lab. I mean, look, I don't really like the double patent lab, but
Well, if you buy one in an auction, fair enough, but...
well, yeah, I mean, that's fine. But he's so far ahead. Like, he's really, really far ahead. I don't know if I can really stress exactly how far ahead he is right now, but HQ5, first, as expansive, with the Pleasure Dome down already, and making an insane amount of money relative to everybody else, partially, like, mostly due to his steel mills.
But have you seen how much power he's using? He's got
That's
no power.
a fair point. He still has no power, and power is actually to the point where he has to care about that now.
He needs to really, really sort himself out, because that
But
patent
that should
lab...
be easy to do, right? I mean, all he has to do is move into some solar panels instead of these reactors. And he'll be in a strong position. Now, solar panels are a bit expensive, but...
He's got the money, though, hasn't he?
yeah, exactly. He's got the cash for it. It'll be fine.
He's...
Now, instead, he's going after Philothanic, which I'm a little nervous about.
I'm scared for him. He's from an amazing position. Look at his debts. 200k's worth of debts.
Absolutely. He's opening up a vulnerability with this play, and it's taking a risk that's entirely unnecessary. Philothanic isn't anywhere near being threatening this game.
Oh, he's gone for slant drilling. Twice? Oh no, the other guy. Oh, the mutiny.
There's a mutiny, yep, which is going to clean it up first. Which, that's Philothanic who took it, which, fantastic stuff for him. However, it doesn't look like it's actually going to matter all that much, because slant drilling doesn't help you a whole lot when you're dead.
Nope.
I don't think he even got there.
Not. He didn't. He was just short.
Yep.
I mean, Rainbow Ideology needs to throw everything in a superconductor, and he needs to do it immediately. It may be even a little bit too late for him.
Well, my big concern for Rainbow Ideology now is he's got cash, but he needs to buy his stock. Like, it's driving me insane. He needs to buy his stock, and he needs to pay down his debt. Otherwise, things are going to get kind of awkward for him. He's instead auto-paying debt, which is absolutely the single worst decision he could possibly make right now.
Yeah, but look at him. He's losing $1,200 a second from power.
Yeah, he could just build power, then not have to auto-pay debt, and then he would still have plenty of money left over in case Galoy and Tumahai decided to get aggressive, which, together, they could potentially actually turn into a threat, despite the fact that they're both pretty weak on their own.
Yep. Well, they could buy a couple of shares each, couldn't they? And that would help things. Certainly help things. But he needs superconductor, and he needs it like oh, he's going into it at last. Get the solar panels down. But by the time he gets the solar panels up, it's going to be night time. We're going to see an interest tick come very shortly. He's still losing $1,000 a second.
Yeah, we're going to be talking, what, like a 70 interest tick? That's
That's not coming back from that.
Well, I mean, he still could. He's still in such a strong position in terms of his territory, the fact that he has a subsidiary, he's got all these patents, but he just needs to make sure he doesn't die to something ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I'm really concerned about that. Superconductor is coming out, solar panels are finally dropping, but power is also dropping at this point.
Yeah, it's not... it's not great.
Steel mills are off, which is a mistake because they still make so much money that they overwhelm their power cost because iron doesn't actually cost anything.
Iron's in the toilet, isn't it?
And on top of that, Tumahai picks up like 10,000 off of Rainbow Ideology for that interest tick.
But Tumahai's not in the best position though. I mean, he's got a lot of power, a lot of wind turbines, which will account for the drop. And he freezes them out. Oh dear.
Well, Rainbow Ideology finally turned off auto-pay debt, which is good, because never touch that button. Like, seriously.
No.
Just...
They should pretty much remove it from the game.
No, I think it's actually necessary because of the
Of
convenience it adds and other things, but, like, don't touch that button, seriously. That's only for when you're being ridiculously lazy and super far ahead of everybody else.
I actually never knew that button existed until today.
Oh, it's a useful one in its own situations, but those situations come up like 1 every 500 games in multiplayer, so...
Yeah. Well, how is he going to come back? He's just missed the boat on power, unfortunately. Tumahai's worked really well. He's seen his opponents in D-level of debt, and he's just said, right, let's kill power. But he is now going to be stuck with 4 claims that are potentially useless. I mean, he could keep 2 of them, fair enough, but the other 2 he's going to have to try and transition into something.
Yeah, which is definitely a concern. Like, these wind turbines worked well in the short term, but long term, they definitely are going to be a bit awkward to use without something like teleportation. And even then, it's just a pair. So...
yeah, you could do something with them, but nothing amazingly good. Rainbow, see, both of them, to be honest, they could take Rainbow. Either one of them could take him. If they work together, they could take him down right now.
Yep, force him to defend himself, which you never know, he might not do with all this money he's had wrapped up in these patent labs and these transitions. Just make him at least react and commit his money somewhere. As it is, Rainbow's pushed to the point where he's back in his sea level of debt for a moment.
Well, he made some good money when he nanoteched his solar panels out.
Yeah, that was a good move in a lot of ways. But now we see the off-world market come down. If there's a time to get aggressive, it is right at this very moment.
That's a double off-world.
Oh, that's insane. He can't actually do this if they just go up and kill him. Like, he has to. They can force the cancel on one of these just by buying his stock.
Yes, they can. But
Please,
will they?
Please kill him.
No, he's defended himself. If he sells his
himself.
food, he can defend.
I'm so sad right now.
They had an opportunity there, and they may lose the game because of it.
I'm so sad right now. I don't know what to say. I mean, they can still get aggressive if they want to, but now it's going to be a lot harder because it has to be like Galoy buying up the first half and then Tumahai pushing to a ridiculous amount of cash. And now there's 2 defended off-world markets online. Like, they missed the window.
They did. He was extremely vulnerable for a very long period of time. And they could have had him, but they didn't. They are both defended.
Meanwhile, it's worth pointing out that Philothanic, like, that subsidiary has finally turned into a real scientific subsidiary.
Yeah, it's always good buying a scientist.
Yeah, and it's pulling in 130 per share right now. So that's not a small amount of cash, considering especially that it was a majority buy.
$7.50 a second. That can't be sneezed at.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're talking about an extra off-world at that point.
Good. We see those goon squads getting knocked down. Lovely. But he's back in D. Oh, he's back in A. No.
He's back to A.
Who's got the debt then? He's been buying Cook the Books.
Yep. Cook the Books will do that. Push you back up to that level. I mean, it's a good move for sure. It gives you access to more of the black market, keeps those interest ticks from absolutely destroying you. There's no question that Cook the Books is definitely the right move for Rainbow ideology this game.
Oh, God, yeah. Snap them up. Every single one as much as he can.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's got enough at this point that he should be all right. And everybody else, having missed their window, like Tumahai still has a ton of cash, but no off-worlds is really, really painful.
No, he's behind the curve. A long way behind the curve.
Especially because looking at the off-world prices, like 600 on food, 680 on oxygen.
There's a lot of money to be made.
Ignored. Yeah.
No. I mean, a few launches and... Wow. And let me take a few launches before Rainbow's back into it. And threatening. I mean, well, there we go. He'll snap up. Galoy's pretty quick, I would imagine. Let's see.
Yeah, he should be knocked out before too terribly long. I mean, Rainbow Ideology, he's not sitting on that much in the way of cash right now, but he is making a lot of money on just these off-worlds alone. Almost everything else is irrelevant, although I guess we could point out that the Pleasure Dome is also pretty solid. Tumahai, he's getting into those off-worlds now, but... Oh, Rainbow, why you... Alright. I don't know about this, though.
Oh, they split it. That's going to make an expensive buy, isn't it?
Well, now everything's awkward, because they've split it themselves. But
yeah,
Rainbow Ideology has now also split his buy. So he's going to need almost 400 to kill either of them. Whereas they're going to need 700 from Galoy and 700-ish from Tumahai. 760 for Galoy. So now everything's kind of awkward because Rainbow Ideology didn't actually commit to the kill, which I think is almost always, like, the right move. I don't like having this stock spread around amongst both players.
I would say that he's going to get away with it.
I think he's going to get away with it, but...
It's not the right move, you're absolutely right, but...
But I mean, all that said, I think he actually went after the wrong player first. He went after Galoy. When Galoy wasn't really a threat, he didn't really have a whole lot of cash, he didn't have great investments. I think at that point, like when all this started, I'm not even sure he had the off-world market down.
He had one down.
He did have one down when he started the buy? Alright then. But still, it's kind of awkward to go after the player who's not actually a threat, and Galoy's always been struggling to make money this game.
Yeah, you're right that Tumahai would be a better target.
Yeah, and would have been a better target from the start. Like, I don't know if you want to make that commitment to buying somebody when you could be consistently investing that in yourself, like get optimization centers down, and then just kind of sit back and wait and see who's going to become the threat, or who starts buying their stock, all kinds of little things like that, and then you move in for the kill.
Yeah, it would be definitely preferred, I think. Has he still got those? He's still going in labs. He needs to get out of those labs, the Tumahai. He's not going to make any money. Not like that.
Yeah.
See, second. He's gone for a second off-world Galoy. Oh dear. That's going to be a profitable. Let's see how much. Yeah, well, the Rainbow Ideology is back into D levels of debt, which could prove problematic.
Could matter. I mean, Power Surges are still only 14, and Mutinies are available, although at 50. There's one.
Yeah. He has got thinking machines, though, so that's going to benefit him.
Yeah, thinking machines is a really, really big deal at this point, because it's only one... Instead of being essentially a 4-launch swing on the Mutiny, it's only a 2-launch swing. You know, one more for Tumahai, one less for Rainbow Ideology, which is...
Yeah.
That's a really, really big deal. So thinking machines, despite the D level of debt that Rainbow had for a moment, I think thinking machines will secure it for him, although even without it, there's a good chance he would have pulled through anyway.
He would. It's a bit down and dirty, but he would have done it.
We can also look at optimizations. We can see that Rainbow Ideology, it looks like, has been more strongly optimizing the valuable resources of food and oxygen. That's kind of what he's focusing on. He also has chems, which is not so good right now, but hey, what are you going to do? Whereas Tumahai is a bit more spread out. If he had instead maybe focused on those long-term value resources, instead of trying to optimize every little thing just a little bit, he might have been able to put himself into a stronger position and actually take this one. But
yeah,
a bit of a sloppy game, I would say.
I would agree with that. He made some mistakes by, again, power. Power was a big problem for him.
Power was a big problem, but Rainbow Ideology, he just got such a ridiculously strong lead early, on the back of Steel in particular, that it was difficult for anyone to do anything about. I think they had their moments, but we're talking about you have to really be watching your opponent in order to identify when your strong opponent has opened up a vulnerability.
Yeah, I think buying Philothantic out as well. I mean, that extra boost to his stock price really held him up when he was in that D level of debt. Otherwise, his stock price could conceivably have been half of what it was, and then he would have been a very, very juicy target, I think.
Yeah.
But delaying power till HQ level 5 is definitely not advised.
No.
And those two carbon claims, I expect overall they paid off for him, but... And the double patent lab.
Yeah, the double... I mean, all of it was just a little awkward. You kind of sit here going... Against strong players, these moves probably won't work.
Oh, they'd have been punished.
Very,
Massively
very
punished.
hard. But you always have to be able to kind of identify when those punishes can come through. Mm-hmm. Which is a difficult move in and of itself.
Yeah. Yeah, but he did good in the end.
He did. I mean, it's always worth pointing out just the ridiculous lead that you get off to in the first place that lets you kind of make these other plays and still pull through the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a good start will set you up for the later game very, very well.
Good start is important.
Yeah, Patent Lab, the Pleasure Dome, 190k he made off that. About as much as he paid in interest charges.
Well, it's worth pointing out that Rainbow Ideology did not end up having to pay down much debt at all that game, because especially of Cook the Books, so it was reasonably well done once he got himself defended, but I was definitely concerned about the fact that he was not securing himself against that majority and started paying down the debt first. Like, when he was paying down debt, that's pretty much always a mistake.
Yeah, he bought 6 Cook the Books, which is quite a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot of cooking the books, that game.
But his favourite target was Galos. Not by much, though.
I mean,
3 on him, 2 on Tokai. That's good.
Yeah,
right, I'm just gonna...
Not a huge amount of black market, except for getting, Rainbow Ideology himself getting hit a lot by Galoy, so that's good on him. Using those mutinies and power surges, I think that was the right idea, but...
Yeah, definitely. Good, I'm just going to step away for a minute.
Okay. I will go ahead and get that next lobby set up.